Hey, it's Cory Mayo, licensed realtor with Monument Sotheby's and the lead for the Cory Mayo team. And today we are doing a compare video of Lightship Cove and Cardinal Grove located in Lewes and Milton, Delaware. Let's get into it. Okay, so a common question that I've been hearing from a lot of clients is asking the difference between Lightship Cove and Cardinal Grove. What are the advantages and disadvantages? Kind of how do you traverse the area between the two, with one being located in Lewes and one being located in Milton, Delaware. So I figured, hey, this may be a good topic of a video to create. So here we are. I want to dive into a number of things. One is going to be the offerings, the floor plans, incentives, and things like that that are available between the two different communities. But more so is kind of how each community gets to the main area amenities like shopping and dining and whatnot. Both communities are utilizing a common road, which is Beaver Dam Road. That's going to take you down to 5 points in Lewes. And what I did here is I'm going to be shooting some videos that are going to take us up Beaver Dam Road, and then I'm going to have a stopwatch that's going to start and show us how long it takes us to get at that Y intersection to get to Cardinal Grove. Then we'll reset and then start back, and how long it takes us to get to Lightship Cove, because sometimes when people hear Milton, they think that they're out in the middle of nowhere and they're so far away from kind of the local area and things to do, and that couldn't be farther from the truth. So I figured let's kind of dive into this and give us an example or an illustration video here to show kind of how long it takes. After we do that, then we're going to dive back into the website and we'll go over some features on the community. So what we're going to do here, we're going to run over to that intersection. We'll kind of debrief a little bit, and then we'll hop in my car and start driving. So let's go head over to the intersection at Beaver Dam and Fisher Road. All right, so here we are at the intersection of Fisher and Beaver Dam. Beaver Dam will take us to Cardinal Grove. Fisher will take us to Lightship Cove. The idea here is that both these communities come together at this intersection, and will continue down Beaver Dam, taking us to all of the main amenities, our shopping, entertaining, dining, and everything. So the question is, does it make more sense to go towards Lightship Cove or to go to Cardinal Grove? And that's a personal choice, but I just wanted to give an idea from this intersection, the time, the distance to where each community will converge here at the intersection of Beaver Dam and Fisher. So I'm gonna do a stopwatch. We're gonna drive up to Cardinal Grove, do a stopwatch, drive down to Beaver Dam, so you can see what the time difference is between the both, even though one is in Lewes and one is in Milton. So let's go do this, check it out. Okay, so here we are on Beaver Dam Road. We're heading towards that intersection I was just standing at, and we're gonna head off to the left to head toward Cardinal Grove. So in a couple seconds here, we're going to hit start. 1, 2, 3, go. And we're gonna see how long it takes to get from this intersection to the entry point at Cardinal Grove. We're gonna head back, and then we'll turn back around to do the same thing over for Lightship Cove. And we are at the entry right now. So from that intersection to the entry to Cardinal Grove, we are at 46.05 seconds. So let's reset here. We'll go back, hit that intersection again, and head to the right, heading in towards Milton, towards the Lightship Cove community. All right, so we came back down onto Beaver Dam Road beyond that intersection to do a reset. We're heading back towards the same intersection to where we veered off to the left, but this time we're gonna veer off to the right, heading towards Lightship Cove and Milton. And we're gonna start the timer here in 3, 2, 1, and go. So what we're really looking to see here is that sometimes when people hear Milton versus Lewes, Milton, sometimes I think it's much farther away. Lightship Cove is on the very edge of Milton towards Lewes. So because these communities are fairly comparable in price points and the floor plans that they offer and amenities, I figured this may be something that's useful to people to try to help differentiate between the two communities. Does one make more sense to them than the other? All right, so from that intersection here to being in Lightship Cove, it took us just about 1:57 seconds. All right, so as you saw there, once we get to intersection and you head to the left, it's about 46 seconds to get to the entrance to Cardinal Grove and about 1:57 seconds to get to the entrance at Lightship Cove, for a delta of about 1:10 seconds. So the question comes in is, which community should you buy in? And that really is a personal choice. My job here is to educate my buyers and give them an idea of kind of what the difference is, and especially with so many people coming from out of town, I figured this would be a great way to kind of start that discussion or start that thought process between the two communities, since they are very similar. I call them, they're kind of cousins. So there's a lot of similarities. There are some differences, time being one of them. So Lightship Cove is a little bit more country setting. Cardinal Grove is in Lewes. So some people that are looking to have that Lewes zip code to be in that 19958, Cardinal Grove is a great option. Very similar sizes between the two communities, similar amenities between the two, and similar floor plans. Now they're not all identical, but there's a lot of similarities there. One thing with Lightship Cove, because it is on the newer side, or has just launched recently, they do have some pretty good incentives that are going on. This video is being shot, let's see, today is January 19th of 2024. So as of today, there's some pretty good incentives. If you have questions about incentives, or if you have questions about any of these communities, or if you have questions about other shell, or really anything that has to do with new construction, buying, building, or selling here in Coastal Delaware, feel free to give me a call at any point in time. You can call or text at 302-466-5511. You can also email me at Cory, 𝐶𝐿E, at coastallife, DE as in Delaware.com. But let's hop on the computer here. I want to kind of go through the differences. Again, you can kind of look, if we're on the map, this is Coastal Club, and this direction here on Beaver Dam Road would be heading toward 5 Points, or towards the shore. So when we come to this intersection here, this is Fisher that would head towards Lightship Cove, and then this is Beaver Dam that heads up to Cardinal Grove. So if we continue on Beaver Dam, we come up here to the entrance at Cardinal Grove, going back to that Y intersection. We head down the road here and up to, let's see, it's just right here. It's not, Google Map isn't showing yet, but this is where Lightship Cove is. So great option there. Again, very close proximity. As we look here, you can see the number of farm, even though they're literally right around the corner from each other, kind of the farmland that's in that setting around Lightship Cove. Cardinal Grove is right next to another community, so that's not going to have quite that same feel as Lightship Cove. So again, that's going to be personal taste. That's something that that you're looking for, one direction or another. If we hop over here onto the website, we'll look at Cardinal Grove first. Cardinal Grove, we're starting at the base price after the main incentive. So right now, both communities have their main incentive, which is $10,000 for the Platinum program, which is going to be utilizing Shell's preferred real estate, attorney, lender, and title insurance. Then you have an additional $14,500, which is kind of money to use as you please, whether it's to buy down your rate, or you can use it towards options or off the base price of the home or whatever. So you have a total of about $24,500 that are available in both as kind of like the base incentive for both communities. So if we take the base price of the home minus that main incentive, we look at Cardinal Grove is starting at a base price of $495,400. If we go over Lightship Cove, $490,400. So we have a delta of about $5,000. So that's, again, this is where that cousin comment that I made, they're very similar. You can see floor plans are very similar. They're offering here in Lightship Cove, this is the Courtyard series, and then we have a lot of Easy Living, and then some Coastal Cottage series. If we hop over into Cardinal Grove, we've got Courtyard or Coastal Cottage series, Courtyard series, Easy Living series. So a very similar offering between the two communities in regards to the style homes that you can select as well. the size of home sites, very similar size home sites. So it really is, I mean, it's tough. So one of the things that you're going to look at is going to be incentives. Lightship Cove, as I said earlier, does have some additional incentives that they have as of right now in January 19th of 2024. So feel free to reach out if you want details on those incentives. I'd be more than happy to help you get those details and what they're offering currently. So as far as amenities, if we scroll up here on this is Cardinal Grove, you come into the community and the pool and pool house is kind of centrally located here in the middle-ish of the community. Going over to Lightship Cove, if we scroll up here to look at the site plan, when you come into the community, the pool and amenities are located right at the front or the entry point of the community. It does look like Lightship Cove is going to have some sport courts here, and I'm not sure if Cardinal Grove has sport courts. I don't think that they do. Cardinal Grove has woods, a lot of wooded home sites, pretty much almost the whole perimeter, except, along the edge here, which backs up to another community. Even along here, there are some tree lines, that are there, but real heavy trees along the majority of the outer edge of the community. So if you're doing a perimeter home site, in most cases you're going to have a wooded lot. If you're on an interior home site, you're going to have a pond lot. So really good offering as far as home site availability. With Lightship Cove, we have it's not really a road. It's a very small gravel or crush and run road. I believe it heads to a house. It's more of like a driveway. Yeah, all the way back here. So it's not like a heavily trafficked road. It's more of a driveway. So these homes will be backing up to that. Then we come into tree lined all the way around to this back edge. These will back up to a lot of open space and some previous homes. So the outer edge is going to be a mix of open space or previous homes and woods here at Lightship Cove, almost about 50-50, I would say. And then similar to Cardinal Grove, this inner loop here is going to be backing to ponds. Again, it's hard. Really is one of those things to where you should come visit and check out the two communities. I really like to simplify it and say it's like trying on jeans. When you put on the right pair, you know how they fit and they feel right, and that's the pair that's right for you. This is very similar. When you get there, when you get into the community, you're going to know which one feels like home. When we go start looking at floor plans, when you find the floor plan, you walk to the right one, you're going to know which one feels like is the right fit for you. Everyone's personality is different. Everyone has a different price point. So, it's really important for us to kind of go through the motions and figure out and try on a lot of different pairs of jeans to find out which pair fits best. So that's kind of the general breakdown. So a lot of people, again, they're kind of ruling Lightship Cove out of the conversation because they see Milton and they think that it's out in the middle of cornfields, and it's not. You're only adding about a minute and 10 seconds because, again, those two communities, one's on Beaver Dam, one is on Lightship Cove, come together at Beaver Dam to continue down to go to Lewes to 5 Points, where you're going to continue on to Route 1 for shopping at the outlets or going to diners or restaurants, continuing on Savannah Road to get into historic Lewes, or going down Coastal Highway to get down to, Rehoboth, Dewey, all the way down to Ocean City, whatever. So they're going to be they have that similarity, that junction point there, that intersection that they're both utilizing. So the question is, does one lifestyle fit the other for that additional minute and 10 seconds? And that's a discussion for you to have as you're going through this process. But please, at any point in time, if you have any questions about, any of this, if there's a home that you would like to see, or if you'd like a more in-depth video on a particular home site, I do this all the time. I'm out shooting videos, specific videos for clients, almost daily. Someone may want to see a home site, or they want to see a floor plan. If there's a floor plan that's not available, we find one that's under construction, and I can either get you in so that way you can tour it yourself, or I can go shoot a video for you so that way if that floor plan makes sense before you even drive down here. So I'm available to do that at any point in time for anyone. No obligations. It's what I do. It's part of my services. Feel free to give me a call, text, email at any point in time. Again, my name is Cory Mayo. I'm a licensed realtor with Monument Sotheby's and the lead for the Cory Mayo team, and I focus on everything that has to do with buying, building, and selling right here in Coastal Delaware. So if that is where you're kind of looking at, and that's the idea of what you're shooting for, you can feel free to call or text at any point in time at 302-466-5511. You can also email me at Cory, C-O-R-Y, at coastallifede, as in Delaware.com. Don't forget, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. That way you are notified every time I upload a new video, whether it's one like this, whether it's a driving tour, whether it's a model home or a client's new build. I'm constantly putting out new videos, so make sure you hit those buttons. That way you're notified. Anyway, I look forward to hearing from you. Any questions, I'm always here to help out. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.